Hear ye, gather round for another edition of Young Kings Wrestling, featuring the JDF Memorial Sovereign Soundboard. As always, you can find us on most platforms streaming your favorite podcast episodes, including Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. If you're listening on the iTunes, leave us a review of the 5-star kind. Links to all the platforms and merchandise available at ykwrestling.com. Welcome back to Knock If You Buckingham Palace. I am the thespian T.C. Fontaine, joined by... I forgot it again, my bad.
I got you. 'Tis I, King Reek of the House of Havoc, first of his name.
'Tis he, King Reek of the House of Havoc, first of his name, and we're back with another one. Welcome back, y'all. This past week was 316 day, so you got the shirt on. How was your 316 day?
It was pretty chill. It was real nice. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get no beers in. Okay. I didn't get no beers. I lacked in that department, but it was pretty chill otherwise.
Yeah, I went out actually the next day and got me a 4-pack of the American Lager Broken Skull, and
I still gotta try that.
Yeah, it's cool. I was drinking the first one, and I was like, dang, I should have got the IPA because I kind of wanted that taste of an IPA that day. It was St. Patrick's Day, and I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day because I'm a Laker fan. So I don't do that, but I'll kick me back, sip a little beer every now and again. See a 2K23 also drop. Everybody was playing it. I'm getting kind of jealous, and so I'm thinking about making a purchase soon.
Yeah, real talk. We get to that point.
Yeah, give me another month. I might have to drop that bread. I'm gonna hold off for about a month. But I gotta get the 5 too. So I've seen some 5s available on Amazon. So if y'all looking for some 5s, they on Amazon. And,
I'm just holding out to make that move because I don't even got my 4 no more. I traded that in 2 years ago.
I have not loaded up my 4 in about 3 years.
Yeah, that's why I was I wasn't gonna be playing it no more. So I just get in position.
And then before then, I wasn't even playing it. I use it to watch DVDs and Blu-rays. Only thing I had to watch Blu-rays on. So I used to get these free rentals from the Red Box. I go, check me out a movie I ain't seen yet. Put it in my PS4. That was really the only purpose it was serving for. So in reality, I haven't played my PS4 in 4 years.
Damn.
Haven't loaded it up in 3. So yeah. Real quick, RIP to Lance Reddick. Y'all know what that is. Tall, skinny dude with the glasses from The Wire, Lieutenant Daniels, John Wick. Just little sudden. So we losing a lot of goats from The Wire, man.
That's crazy.
Protect my bro Wendell Pierce, please. Protect my guy Isaiah Whitlock Jr. Protect all the other goats that's still around. Because we need that. And we watch wrestling all week long here at Young Kings Wrestling, at Nuck If You Buckingham Palace. And my guy was in 2004. We checked out WrestleMania 20 this week. Anniversary of that show was this week. And I was watching it. You watched it. And we're going to talk about that later. But what else happened in 04 this week that you checked out?
Ooh, man, I went through the whole... I done jumped through from the end of February all the way on into April. So, it's a lot I went through. But yeah, you already mentioned Mania, went through that. Then we just had the draft lottery where, they had to, each general manager gets to take their pick from the other brand. I really want to know how they dropped the ball on Shelton Benjamin so bad. Because
oh yeah, man.
I think it was like the second weekend, and
it was just too deep, man.
But it's like they brought him on so strong, like because he had a match with Triple H. They set it up. He wins that match. You know, it was some like people on the outside, you know, making some commotion and stuff like that. But he beats Triple H. I didn't even realize this. Then the next week, they had a rematch, and Rick was the special announcer. Bautista was the timekeeper. Randy was the special trainer. Everybody, and so all Evolution is all around the whole ring, and he beat him again, like count out. So 2 weeks in a row, and then they turn around, they beat this man bloody and bad, and the worst timed reinforcements of all time showed up with Mick, Sean, and Redacted. So I'm like, yo, that the way y'all set this up is like, yo, you just building up a future star, and it's like, you know, the mid-card run was taking in the right direction, but it's like, yo, how y'all dropped the ball on this?
I know you ain't at that point yet, but, you know, he ended up beating Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental title in like October that year. Was the longest reigning Intercontinental champion of last several years up until like a month or two ago. Gunther passed him up. I think Gunther is now passed up Honky Tonk Man, if I'm not mistaken. Or he's the longest reigning since Honky Tonk. He hasn't passed Honky Tonk yet.
He's not.
He probably will. But
he should.
Yeah, he really should. Somebody needs to at this point. It's been too long. So we need, he's probably gonna do it. Actually, I'm sensing something with Gunther coming up, and if I can remember to reference it later on in the show, I will. But I watched. You're not done yet. You're not done yet.
Then you go to SmackDown, right? And so Booker T was like doing his thing on Raw, and you know, he was a fan favorite and everything like that. When he tagged with RVD, they won the titles. They would lose the titles that same night. They both get traded to SmackDown, and Booker's just like, yeah, I'm not feeling it on SmackDown. I'm not, y'all the minor leagues, y'all ain't it. Because Eddie comes in, you know, congratulating everybody, getting doing what the world champion's supposed to do, you know, getting familiar with his locker room. And Booker's just like, man, I ain't trying to be welcomed in here. I ain't trying to be cool. Yeah, y'all the minor leagues. I was on the big show. I ain't trying to be here. And he looked that man dead in his eyes and spit on the floor. Like Booker's disrespectful when he showed up. He said, I'm better than you. I'm better than Taker. I'm better than all y'all favorites on this show. Like, he came in choosing violence off rip, which is crazy. And the thing I just watched before, like not even 20 minutes before we got on here, Kurt Angle just became GM because Paul Heyman in the lottery got drafted to Raw and he quit. So they needed a new GM, and Kurt said, let me sacrifice my career to be the GM of SmackDown. He said, I'm looking for a Great American, and made this trophy, the Kurt Angle Great American Award, and had 5 nominees. It was Big Show, Book, Charlie Haas, Cena, and then last minute addition was JBL now, who just transitioned from Bradshaw to JBL after Ron got fired because they lost the match. It was Paul Heyman's last little bit of wrath before he left. Yeah, Paul was tripping in the last couple of days before he left.
And JBL was on some snake shit too. Yeah, Ron Simmons couldn't believe it. He was like, thought you was my boy.
Because he was running down all the stuff he was doing. Like, oh yeah, you big in the stock world. You in read a book. You on TV now. You a Fox News analyst. Like, he's like, oh, I guess you're right. So he took that and reinvented his whole gimmick. He's now JBL, wearing the suits, the limo, and everything like that. And Kurt added him as a nominee for the award. And they come out on SmackDown. He's like, all right, listen, the voting is in a landslide right now because everybody else is like 60,000, 80,000, right around there. Cena's blowing them out the water with almost 300,000 votes. So right as Kurt getting ready to announce, okay, here's your winner, JBL's like, oh, wait. I'm gonna prove to you and everyone else here that I deserve this award. Roll the tape. And the tape is the infamous JBL in the woods late at night at the border, chasing Mexicans back across the joint, telling them to stay out of the country. Like, bro, you forget this was happening in an election year. Like, this is how crazy this was.
This racism is killing me inside.
Oh, it was really tripping. Like, JBL in an election year turned his presidential gimmick on to like 10 and a half.
That's probably what got Bush reelected too.
Oh, I'm sure.
They said, imagine if that was just like the butterfly effect. Like all they had to do was flip the WWE audience. That's all they had to do. The 04 was wild. I'm gonna circle back to the draft though, because one of my most vivid memories of that draft was Edge coming out in the worst jeans and shoes combination I've ever seen. So I always remember that.
This just becomes a trend, and I don't get it.
Wrestlers can't dress.
Like,
they cannot.
Because he was doing that. Christian was doing it too.
Oh yeah, Christian has terrible swag back then. The shirts, all that.
Yeah.
Man, Captain Charisma swag was something else. More on 2004 coming soon. But I watched a lot of movies this week mainly, so my wrestling watching wasn't really much past WrestleMania. I watched that new movie with Martin that came out a few months ago. Martin Lawrence owes me $3. That shit was true.
What movie?
It's called Mind Cage. It's Martin Lawrence and John Malkovich, which you would think is a combination of folks. You'd be like, oh, yeah, it'd be interesting. Like Martin playing a detective and John Malkovich is this serial killer, convicted serial killer. Martin's character put him away like a few years prior, but there's a copycat killer on the loose doing the same crimes, and so they end up trying to work with the serial killer to figure it out, and it's some bullshit, man. I'm telling you.
So Martin in like a suspense / thriller?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you lost me, pimp.
Which like I was always because I've always said, man, Martin Lawrence in like a dramatic role, I would love to see it because I want to see what he could do, and I get that, and I'm disappointed. And it's kind of like Silence of the Lambs meets Seven meets Solace with Anthony Hopkins and Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Like it's all three of those movies combined, and they do a terrible job at it. But if y'all want to waste $3, y'all can watch it to hate watch it and see how trash it was. But yeah, I checked that out. Power Book 2. Did you see the new episode?
No, I got it loaded up. I'm probably catch it like tonight or something.
Yeah, go check that out. It's power. It's power.
Of course.
This week in wrestling history. It's pretty deep, y'all. It's pretty deep this week. So let's get through this. 1994, Mick Foley lost his ear in a match versus Big Van Vader over in Germany. That happened. That's why Mick Foley's ear is like halfway there. Because as Mick Foley told the story, his ear got caught in the ring ropes, in the ring cables. And
they did the spot.
Yeah, he did the one spot, he got stuck, and he's trying to get out without choking himself out to death. And he's just squeezing through, and these big metal cables just like gets caught in his ear. You know, your ear is real soft with the cartilage, right? Ear got ripped off, and it's partially ripped off at this point, but then Vader throwing them blows rips it off all the way. As the story goes, I think it was like the announcer picked it up, gave it to somebody else. They gave it to Ric Flair, who was the booker that night. Ric Flair put it on ice. Apparently the ear never made it back to Mick Foley. And he has no ear for the rest of his life at that point. 1999, Road Dogg won the Intercontinental Championship this week in 1999. And to quote Road Dogg on Twitter, as somebody posted an anniversary post, Road Dogg said, "Why was I Intercontinental Champion? I want to know the same."
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me at all.
2002, WrestleMania 18. My first WrestleMania I ever watched live, so it has a special place in my heart. as one of my favorite WrestleManias, even though it's not really that great. You never forget your first Mania though, and
Nope.
probably what the pinnacle of pro wrestling is for me, of what pro wrestling is always meant to be. The Rock versus Terry. Just I don't think you can get more pro wrestling sports entertainment than that. And then we had a whole bunch of hardcore championship shenanigans throughout the show. So that's probably one of my other biggest takeaways from that. Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle faced Kane. That wasn't much of anything compared to what Kurt was doing the month before. Right. Edge and Booker T versus they had beef over a shampoo commercial.
Yeah, Japanese shampoo commercial.
Which about your bread, that's a good enough WrestleMania feud for me, man. I lost out on some good bread, fam.
That's revenue.
Facts. Triple H won the undisputed title as well in the main event versus Chris Jericho, which that was completely overshadowed by The Rock and Terry. I don't think you heard it that
way. There was two problems with that. One, it was like Mania 25 where you just had the Raw match going on last. Because I say, in my eyes, Terry has not done a lot of things right, but he did on this particular night, most definitely. Because they saw what was going on and they just worked with it. That's two professionals. Mm-hmm. But the other thing was Triple H was not in a rivalry with Chris Jericho. He was in a rivalry with Steph, and Chris Jericho was the placeholder that had the championships. That's really all it was. Like, you could have made this Steph versus Triple H and it would have been better as a main event than it was with Jericho, because dude was just like Stephanie's manager. Basically, the roles were reversed the whole time.
Right.
Like, Jericho didn't have no heat on him, nothing. It was just like
as a champion.
Yeah, basically like Miz and Cena.
Yeah, that's exactly the same situation.
Yep.
Both of those guys have the most Intercontinental Championships all time too, so they pretty much damn near have a pretty parallel trajectory throughout. But the night after WrestleMania 18, Brock Lesnar made his debut. That happened. What else happened this week, man? 04, WrestleMania 20. More on that coming soon. 2009, want to send out an RIP to former Intercontinental Champion Test. Passed away 4 days before his 34th birthday, which was also this week. So happy birthday to Test and RIP. 2011. You want to know what happened in 2011?
March 2011. Refresh
this week in 2011, TNA put on their annual Victory Road pay-per-view, which was famous for the main event for the TNA Championship. Sting versus Jeff Hardy.
Damn.
A match which was only about a minute long in the main event because Jeff Hardy ended up going off somewhere getting high, and they couldn't find him when it was time for the match. And they found him just before the match as his music plays for like a good minute or so, and he comes out so dazed and confused, and obviously something is wrong, and Sting is looking very disappointed. Eric Bischoff comes out there trying to salvage something out of it, and one of the worst moments in TNA history. The fact that they are still around 12 years later is something.
I mean, to come down and say, yo, changing the finish, he's just gonna hit you with the move and he gonna pin you and get out of here, go to rehab.
I don't think they even told Jeff what was going down, because Jeff didn't know it was a shoot.
No, that's why Bischoff came down, because once he saw what was going on in the ring, he was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
He comes out, and then you see he puts the mic down. He tells Sting first. Yeah, he tells Sting first, like, yo, just hit him with this death lot, with the death drop or whatever, and then pin him. Then he goes, same thing. He talks on the mic like he's talking about something different, but he drops it and goes tells Jeff, like, yo, listen, he's gonna hit you with the move, and he's gonna pin you, and that's gonna be the end of it. And then he leaves, and that's how they played it out. It was bad. It was real bad.
Probably the worst moment in TNA, which took them almost 10 years to get to a terrible thing happening. That's actually pretty impressive. Because other companies have come around and some of the worst things will happen within 5 years. So what else happened in TNA this week? Mia Yim, then known as Jade, won the Knockout Championship. only one she's ever had. And then in 2021, Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Thunder Rosa in a lights out match.
Ooh.
I remember this match.
Back
I
when
forgot
was an
Thunder
avid
Rosa
watcher.
won it because Britt Baker came away just so much brighter, so much bigger, so much better. And the rest is history. And happy birthday this past week to Santino Marella in Impact Wrestling. Iron Sheik MJF had his rebar mitzvah this past week. Samoa Joe, we mentioned Test earlier, EC3, the model Rick Martel, Vanessa Bourne, Matt Seidel, and AJ Lee. Yes, sir. A lot of birthdays.
Good list.
Early happy birthdays to WWE Hall of Famers Sting and The Undertaker and Young Kings Wrestling Hall of Famer Elijah Burke. Hey. Early happy birthdays to y'all. Where we at, man, with the royal address of rumors?
All right. So I just got quick hits. Let's got some real quick hits. So we're not having Bautista in the Hall of Fame this year.
Damn.
I guess the goal is going to have Ray as the headliner. You got Great Muta coming up. You got Stacy, and then there's going to be two other people. And I don't know if that includes the Warrior Award or not, but that's what we got.
Small classes.
Yeah. And Batista's filming a movie right now, so he might not have been able to make it anyway.
Let me see what Batista filmed.
I seen what it was a second ago, but I can't remember it right now. But yeah, he ain't gonna be back in time. So we're going through with Mr. 619 in Hollywood.
It's all good.
Pat McAfee. We don't know when he's coming back, but just for the foreseeable future, he's probably not gonna be in the booth. Wade was talking about it a little bit. He said, for now, he's just going to be holding it down. Pat got some other things going. His show got a baby on the way. He just got life happening right now. So he said he'll be back. He ain't gone, but we just don't know when he's coming yet. And speaking of people that are gone missing at the moment, Kofi just had surgery on his ankle. He is not going to be at Mania. He's going to be out for a while. Woods is the last man standing. Biggie, obviously we know what the deal is with him. He's still got some hurdles to go through. Got to find out what his health situation is going to be going forward. And so Woods is a lone man holding down the New Day right now.
I feel like they have not been at full strength for a consistent period since before Kofi Mania.
Yeah.
It's like one of them is always hurt.
Yeah, basically. It's rough out here, man. For sure. Shout out to the big man, Omos. And I'll give you a minute to cue it up. Because he's getting hitched. He got plans to get married.
Okay.
Yeah. So big congratulations.
Yeah, we're gonna have
to the giant Omos,
aka Nick Zilla, aka
Big Black Nigga.
Congrats. We're gonna have a big old Nigerian wedding.
Hell yeah.
We need.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then Jay White is probably going to be doing the auction between the two companies, between AEW, WWE. His contract is up in New Japan. They had the loser leaves Japan match. Mm-hmm. And it's just a matter of which side he want to flip to. We're going to find out probably within the next couple months, AEW or WWE. And both sides are looking to make it a good push for him. I know Triple H is interested. So we're going to see where he turns up. Also, I know you ain't crazy about this, but FTR has decided that they know what's going to be happening with them as soon as April is finished up, which you can read the tea leaves on where that's going to be. But they said they know where they're going to be come the end of April. So if you do your mapped out for the month of event and stuff like that, you kind of have an idea, trajectory of where they're going to show up.
When's that Forbidden Door? That's at the end of April?
No, I think it's in June.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
It's Googleable. It is Googleable. But yeah, they did just announce that full, not full year from Forbidden Door 2.
Yeah.
June 26th.
I thought.
No, that was last
year. Okay.
Hold on. That's last year.
Oh.
It's sometime in June. But yeah, they're doing a whole
25th.
Okay, so like a year before.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Forbidden Door 2. They're doing like a whole couple weeks in Canada, I believe it is. So this is going to be in where the Raptors play.
Yep.
Scotiabank Arena. So we'll see how that goes. This comes shortly after Impact announced a joint show with New Japan as well. New Japan is working with everybody. They don't care.
Yeah.
We need that. Listen, Triple H got to do what you got to do, fam. We've been talking about this a couple years now. Let's get that New Japan WWE popping, because that's going to, blow everybody out the water.
Yeah, for sure.
Production-wise, New Japan going to get so much money out of it. And it's more dream matches than I think the other two companies can offer. Because who ever thought we was going to see certain matches? I want to see Randy Orton versus Tanahashi. John Cena versus Tanahashi. Okada versus Roman, something like that. Just give me all the big stars from both companies just versus each other.
Hell yeah.
Somebody got to put somebody else over though. You can't have all WWE guys going over.
Yeah, it's gotta be somebody got slide. But speaking of Forbidden Door, that's a possible location where we might see Mercedes Moné. She just recently did an event. Got some questions she got asked, and among those was about Forbidden Door. She's saying, listen, she's open, she's available, but she's waiting for that call. So could very well see her pop up. Also got asked, questions about, leaving WWE and stuff like that. Her New Japan dates are all worked up, so she's not going to be there at the moment. But, of course, with WWE, it's like, listen, people don't know the whole story, as we tell people here all the time. You're reading speculation and lies from people. And, what you choose to believe. And it's like, at the end of the day, I know the real story, and I'm not telling y'all about it because I'm a boss, and I got my own shit going on right now. It's about now and the future. So that right now, listen, that was her time back then. She wanted to go to Japan. She's been to Japan. She's doing her thing, and it's just about the next step. If we come back to cross that bridge again, we might. But time will tell. It's still early on right now. But now my last thing, and this was it just happened to pop up when I was looking through stuff, and it was odd, but I just put it on here. So Brad Maddox was doing did a little interview. Yeah, did a little interview, and he talked about a couple things, but mainly how his main roster time went. And because obviously, remember, it went pretty quick. He was a ref, then he became a GM, and he was fired. And the reason he was fired is because of the whole, he goes out in front of a live event in front of the audience and said something about them being cocky pricks. Yeah. He said the next day, Vince told him to just go home, and he got that call from Mark Carrano. You know what that call is,
right?
But he said during his time he had some issues, and it lines up with some things that happened around that time frame as well, because he said that he was suffering from porn addiction, which doubled into sex addiction. And again, if you know, you know. Because it lines up with the timeline of events that took place in that same period. So, yeah. It was a time. Yeah. It was a wild time.
Okay.
You wilding out here.
Yeah. How do we segue that? I'm gonna just circle back to Bautista. I'm gonna just circle back to Bautista, because I did find out what he was working on, and looks like he got a couple projects in pre-production. There's one that he's a producer on. It's called Universe's Most Wanted. Here's the synopsis: set in a small town whose residents find themselves under attack after a spaceship carrying the universe's most wanted and dangerous criminals crash lands in their backyard. Should be interesting. Sci-fi. What else is he working on? It's another joint that he's working on with Jamie Foxx. Looks like it's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. So he's doing a voice with Jamie Foxx. It is about mice in a street dance competition. That's all it says.
Mice in the street dance competition.
Mice compete in a street dance competition.
All right, bro.
Oh no! And then the other joint he working on, My Spy 2. If you've seen the first one comedy. So go watch the first My Spy. I think it's on Amazon Prime. Don't quote me, but that's where I watched it the first time. So it might still be on there.
Okay.
It was pretty fun. So it's My Spy 2, sequel to that.
Oh man.
I watch a lot of Bautista movies. He's probably my favorite wrestler turned actor.
He's up there. He's up there for sure.
Because, I'm the thespian, so that's where I critique the work at as far as actual acting. So it goes Bautista, John Cena, and then The Rock just plays himself in everything. The Rock's best role actually is Young Rock because he's not the typical Rock. Like he actually is funny. He puts a little bit more effort than just being The Rock, like in everything else. And it's about wrestling too, so I'm more interested in that. Shout out to Bautista. And shout out to all the other wrestlers turned actors. Kurgan. He was in that movie Becky with Kevin James. He was one of the goons in it. And, Nathan Jones. Remember Nathan Jones, the Colossus of Boulder Road. Yeah, he was a terrible wrestler, but he's been in a lot of movies since he left the WWE.
Damn.
What was it, Gladiator? Is he in that?
Troy.
Yeah. It was Troy with Brad Pitt.
Yeah. He was like, oh boy, dropped him in like 0.5 seconds.
Yeah. He do a lot of stunt work and a lot of action stuff. So shout out to all the wrestlers turned actors out there. Y'all doing your thing. Yeah. And the MMA guys turned actors too. There's one dude out here was in y'all seen The Equalizer 2. He is a dude who Denzel fucked up in the car. So yeah. Shout out to Denzel.
Okay.
And where are we at elsewhere? Let's get a quick recap into this past week. But first, I don't want to get to really talking about what happened this week because I'm about to talk about what happened on NXT this past week. And this is somebody who's not even contracted to NXT, but I'm giving them Peasant of the Week because they made an appearance on NXT this past week, and some shameful shit in the words of Clay Davis. So
I'm packing the air, this gas what?
These peasants, you peasants.
Peasant of the Week this week. Who you think I'm being Peasant of the Week to?
I don't know.
Somebody who wrestles on the main roster. Oh, you didn't watch NXT this past week? Okay.
I didn't.
So it involves one of your favorite guys in NXT. Not really one of your favorites, but it involves Grayson Waller.
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, all right, now you think you might be on the same page, right back. And listen, if you've been listening to us the past several weeks, I am not giving Johnny Gargano Peasant of the Week, even though I have Johnny Gargano kicked off both Raw and NXT this past week. That's a different beef that I got, but he's not getting Peasant of the Week. He's in the clear. I ain't gonna shit on him because he did what he was supposed to do. Grayson Waller. All right, listen, I'm gonna tell you what happened. If y'all did not watch NXT, Grayson Waller. Actually, hold on. Johnny Gargano shows up in NXT and he comes out there. He's at the Performance Center because he, like we said last week, he like the dude that graduated from high school and he a college freshman, but he keep coming back to the high school every day after school just to kick it with everybody. Like that's Johnny Gargano right now. So that's what he was doing. He was at the Performance Center. He came out there, is like, "What's up, y'all? I'm back. I fucks with y'all. Y'all the homies. I'm always mess with y'all." Somebody, I think it was Vic Joseph, I can't remember who, they show a tweet on their phone, Johnny Gargano, like interrupt the middle of him talking. And he said, "Grayson Waller that's your house, bro. He is at your house." And Johnny Gargano's like, "Nigga, that is my house." He dipped. He did what he's supposed to do. This motherfucker at my house, my family at home. So he left the PC to go home. Take him about, I don't know what the traffic is like in Orlando at that time of night on a Tuesday, but it took him about 30 minutes or so to get back home. Meanwhile, Grayson Waller then posted like a couple tweets and a video outside his dude crib. So Johnny Gargano gets there and they fighting on the front yard. Candice LeRae, bring that ass here.
Bring that ass here, boy.
Candice LeRae walk outside, holding her baby. Johnny Gargano's son. And just watches her husband get his ass kicked by Grayson Waller and letting the baby just all into it too. The baby watching it. Baby might as well have some popcorn. Just shit. Hey, get your ass kicked, daddy. Like, bro. And the reason Candice LeRae is getting Peasant of the Week, because why? One, why did you not help? And why'd you let your son just sit there in your arms and watch? And you just standing there like, no, stop. No, stop.
She never been scared to fight men before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you fight men all the time, except for the moment you really need to fight a man. 2-on-1, y'all would have got him up out of there. Go put the baby down. Go put him in the playpen. Go lock him in the room. Turn on Bluey. Turn on Paw Patrol. Whatever it is he watched. Y'all, you was probably in there watching The Mandalorian or something.
Probably.
He probably watched that all the time. He would have been good. Would have been distracted.
Yeah.
You could have went out there, made quick work of Grayson Waller like you usually do, and it would have been done for.
So your husband, it's the father of your child.
Man.
And you just standing there with your kid.
Like, you got to protect the man of the house's reputation at all times as the wife, especially when the kid right there. Now your kid, young Gargano, gonna load up Peacock in about 5 years and go see his dad get smoked while he was sitting there watching. He'd be like, "I remember that." Gonna lose all respect for his daddy.
Yeah, man,
can't believe it. So that's my biggest beef to take away from this past week on NXT. And again, if y'all new to this, we criticize characters, we don't criticize actual people on here. So don't take offense to we talking about the characters on the TV show. With that being said,
now that's a damn shame.
That little baby just had to watch his daddy get smoked.
I mean, this is some shameful shit. Yeah, man.
Clay Davis.
Not good.
What else happened this week, man? Edge and Finn Balor, they agreed to a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. And I honestly, I think the heat on this has died down a lot to really justify Hell in a Cell. You could have justified Hell in a Cell to me before Survivor Series, and I would have said hell yeah. But at this point, it's whatever. The match is still gonna go crazy though, so I'm not really complaining about the match itself. It's more so the logistics of it, because y'all could have just gave me like a no holds barred, and I think y'all would have been more justified in that than a Hell in a Cell. But who complaining about a Hell in a Cell match though? Really? Who complaining? Listen, you not.
Nah.
I'm not.
Not me.
So,
but I get what you're saying though, because like basically it's been a year.
Yeah, literally like a year since Judgment Day became a thing last year at WrestleMania.
Yeah, like Finn didn't get brought into the mix until like
June-ish.
Like right around the summertime or like early fall. But that was still it's been. They formed the group coming out of Mania last year, so it's like
Tom has been with them since August.
Yeah, it's been running a little bit long now.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, I guess it was supposed to happen at Rumble, because I'm like,
Why
listen,
did that not happen?
yeah, that's why I'm just like, you could have got that out the way and kept it pushing. Because, listen, man, this
Neither
might
one
be
of them did
Edge's
anything notable at Rumble.
right. And my thing was like, this might be Edge's last Mania. We don't know how much time he got left. Like, let him cross something else off his list before he gets done. Like, it's gonna be dope. Like, I'm not gonna be mad at the match, but it's like we could have got this done and moved on from this to whatever is next.
Yeah,
but in the same amount of time. But it is what it is.
you gotta remember Triple H booking it, so he gonna drag some things out.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's how all his stuff used to be. Him and Shawn Michaels beef for 2 years.
Oh my God.
This is not Triple H and Shawn Michaels though, so we should have been done. But it's whatever. You think we're gonna get a version of Demon Finn of some kind, or no?
He like dropped it in his promo talking about his demons and shit like that. So I feel like it'll happen. There was like a whole when they were talking about doing it at Rumble, they were like, oh, it might be Demon Finn versus Brood Edge, which again, I'm here for this. If it's at Mania, you might as well pull out all the stops for it. And I think that helps it too. Like if you want to freshen it up a bit since it's been going on so long, yeah, add a little. Like he doesn't do it often. He says himself he don't like leaning on the demon, but it's like the last time was probably a year, 2 years ago. So it's been a long time. So you can do Roman? Like, yeah. So it's like you could do a one-time thing where it's like, okay, it's Mania, we do this. Edge has his little alter ego persona, whatever. You're in the cell. Why not? It's gonna sell the tickets.
Yeah. WrestleMania, it's WrestleMania. It's gonna sell out anyway, but it's really gonna go crazy. So next up, this one is kind of adjacent to that what's going on. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Got some heat to it now, because whenever you really need to kick up a Charlotte Flair feud when people ain't really digging it, just have her get into a brawl with whoever she beefing with. That's it's never fair. It's never fair.
Yeah, man.
So it's got some heat to it now. A lot of people saying like, hey, and we ain't really feeling it. Does it have enough heat now to main event night one, do you think? Or do we need to do something more to keep building it up?
No. Like the story's there. The match is going to be good. We know that because they put on in an empty arena. They put on a banger, so it'll perform. But listen, man, the match to main event night one, y'all know what it is already. It's the best booking outside of the real main event that you have, and I don't think the main event isn't even like that over the top. But listen, I get the narrative that okay, we gotta have women on one night and men on the other. Like, listen, we did what we needed to do. They've closed out the show before. It's not like we're in a period where they're not getting their just due. They don't have to main event. You know what I'm saying? The Usos, KO and Sami for them titles. That is the best story that you can close the show. That's how you send the people home happy because they got what they want in the last spot on the show. It's going to be a good match. Mm-hmm. Like, if you want to open the show with it on either night, go for it. Like, it's going to slap. So it's not to take nothing from the two of them or the match they're going to have, but it's like, it does not have that energy for, okay, I got to see this in the main event of that. It doesn't have that.
Yeah, I agree. While we was on that subject, KO, Sami Zayn. One, I am tired of them playing victim, but they did make up at the end of the show, which was kind of obvious. So like Kevin Owens still wasn't messing with Sami at the beginning of the SmackDown. Sami chased him down in the parking lot. Kevin Owens drives the Charger. I didn't know he was in the military, so shout out to Kevin Owens. But yeah, he drove off. He was like, I'm done. I knew he was going to be back. I've been watching wrestling long enough to know how this works.
Of course.
I knew he was coming back out at the end of the show, especially they already advertising Sami Zayn in the main event segment. So I just knew how that was going to go. And I was like, damn, that's about to be the corniest shit I'm gonna see in wrestling all year long. Because neither of them are the victim. They playing the victim, but they not. But during the segment, it was a face-to-face, Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. Sami Zayn said some shit. I couldn't deny that he was right. He said, hey, fam, you've been the victim this whole time.
Right.
Like, you can't see it. I saw it, and I got the fuck up out of there.
Right.
You should see it, but you continue to take the abuse. I was like, damn, hate to agree with him, but he right.
Can't argue with it.
So I can't.
He's like, yo, are you? He said, are you more mad about what I did, or are you mad that you didn't do it? And you just see Jay's face, he's stuck because it's like, man, well, it's
heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a great point.
Man, like 2.5 years of mental abuse.
Yeah.
Like
familial abuse at that.
Yeah, man. Like I can't argue with what my dude's saying. Like he hitting the nail on the head.
Broken clocks and things of that nature.
Right.
Meanwhile, you got Cody Rhodes just watching backstage like a proud father, just sitting there with that emotional smile on his face.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Dusty used to be backstage, just watching takeovers.
Yeah.
Same exact expression.
Yeah.
And then elsewhere on SmackDown, man, we getting what we all knew what was gonna happen. We getting that triple threat meat bumper.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
Yes, sir. Sheamus, Drew, Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. It's Hollywood, so you got to go about it the right way. So that's gonna be dope. That's gonna
meat bumper.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
And the Judgment Day is all over this recap because we also got Dom and Ray. And Dom then came out there 3 straight shows in a row saying the same stuff. So we kind of over it at this point, but
I had to hit the mute button.
Yeah. I mean, if it didn't work the first 2 times, you got to reevaluate what to do to get your daddy to accept the smoke. And he getting closer and closer to it. So you might have to just pull out the old guns, pull out the old desperate break glass in case of an emergency and get your mom whooped. That's what
I'm saying. Like I said that last week. Like you gotta pull up on Angie. Like that's the only thing I could think at this point because we get into that point. It's what 2 weeks left.
Yeah,
2 weeks left until we get there. Like it's about that time. We gotta like speed this shit up. And you going out there telling her, first of all, listen. You coming out here telling everybody, oh, I spent another day on graduation. You wasn't there. You chose Mania over me. Like, listen, for the longest time, the man was only working 1 day a week. And then, if there's live events, stuff like that, he's traveling, but it ain't like the man was like totally absentee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you dragging it. Like you in story, right, with it,
Yeah.
I got you. But even that point, we know you dragging a little bit because he was taking you with him too. You know what I'm saying? We knew who you were when you was a child. So let's not go overboard with it like we haven't been watching. Right. Like let's not go crazy like we haven't been watching all these years. But yeah, man, like it's just repetitive shit over and over again. I can't do it.
Complain about the BMW. That's where I lost.
Yeah. Like everybody got Benzes. You brought me a BMW. Like,
meanwhile, the BMW, I'd rather have a BMW than the Benz. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it wouldn't have mattered to me. Like, I always wanted me a Beamer back in the day. So, like,
thanks.
What is the problem here? You losing me? Like, listen, in kayfabe, we are not siding with Rey Mysterio whatsoever. He is three-time winner of that prestigious award. 3 years running. Like, we got no support for him in that regard. But the last couple of weeks, you ain't been making your case all that strong. Just up the ante, you know what I'm saying? Forget trying to goad him in person into his face. Just do something extra.
For the jugular.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Go get Angie. Go get his moms and whoever was all in the house. Get them in it. Like you gotta hit a little bit harder to closer to home if you want to get this out.
Abuela, if you don't want to attack moms, or attack Abuela because that's a little extra.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Yeah, pull up on Conan.
Hey, yo, listen. You never know what that might do. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Conan,
God pops too, man. So pull up on Conan, you might have something going for you.
That's what I'm saying. I think Conan might be inducted right into the Hall. Listen,
Yeah.
listen, show up.
Itself.
Listen, they've never done this before. Show up on Hall of Fame night. Work everybody at the Hall of Fame with it. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do at this point.
Yeah. Like, get desperate.
Yeah.
Because like you can't just make a case and try to gaslight Pops because he know what the deal is. Like he even tell you, like, man, all that gear, Finn, he dropped all the name. He sounded like was it Krayshawn? Gucci, Fendi, Prada. He said, I'll get you all that.
Right.
What's up? And then, I used to be real thirsty to like see pictures of Rey Mysterio without his mask.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the last like few years. And the one place I knew where to always go to find maskless Rey Mysterio photos was on Dominic's Instagram when he was still in high school.
Right.
I go straight there. And Rey would be at every baseball game, every football game. So like you ain't really making a case saying he wasn't there for you. So
exactly.
you gotta do something different, fam.
Right, come on now. Different.
So let's run through this updated WrestleMania weekend. For Stand and Deliver, got some new matches. In addition to Braun Breaker and Melo and Johnny Gargano and Grayson Waller, Shawn Michaels announced an NXT Women's Championship ladder match in the event that Roxanne isn't cleared in time, and he's not expecting her to be. Spoiler alert, she will be. But for storyline purposes, we got Zoe Stark and Gigi Dolan have qualified. 2 more to be determined. One of those going to be Roxanne.
Mm-hmm.
You know how that's going to go. And then for the tag titles, for the women's tag titles, Fallon Henley and Kiana James will put their titles on the line versus Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. I don't care. I haven't cared.
Really either.
I haven't cared. Just because the foolishness going on with Kiana James, why are we trusting her? Because old boy ain't never had a woman in his life. But listen, everybody can see she is untrustworthy. We see it.
Mm-hmm.
He the only one that don't see it. And then elsewhere, Wesley, he wants to smoke because every time he try to get out there, it's some bullshit happen. He can't never get an opponent to defend his championship against. And he, in the words of your boy TK, he ain't gonna take this fucking shit. He went to Shawn Michaels. He said, "Hey, fam, do what you got to do, but I'm tired of this, fam. I want to face somebody. I want some action."
Right.
Shawn Michaels, I got you, fam. Fatal 5-way, Stand and Deliver. I'll figure it out. And that satisfied him. He said, "Yeah." So shout out to everybody that always just want to smoke at all times. They said, "I don't care. 1 opponent, 2 opponent, 3 opponent, 5. I don't care. I want
it." Hey, look. There's limits on when you can, pull up on, like Odyssey pulling up on my man at the stall like that. Like, bro, you a black man. You know what etiquette is at this point in time. Right. Like, come on, bro, stop that.
Hey, if you don't get on TV, you get desperate. So I understand a little bit. Just a little bit. What we got on WrestleMania so far, we already talked about Edge and Finn Balor. And they've also added 2 new matches called WrestleMania Showcases, Fatal 4-way tag matches. For the men and women. And Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez have already qualified for the women. They took on Emma and Tegan Knox in another I don't care moment that happened this week.
Yeah.
So listen, I'll be caring about the women a lot. Just the women's tag team action this past week on NXT and the main roster, I don't care. Because you got a bunch of people I don't care about.
Yeah, we haven't been spending enough time working, which, in fairness, they were trying, but one of the teams is down a person because Rhonda and Shayna were supposed to be, making a run. And last I heard, they should still be good to go. In fact, they're probably going to be in this Fatal 4-way match. But It's not confirmed yet. Don't know. But yeah, man, it's when you don't have anybody that's like kind of breaking from the pack, you kind of there's nothing to really look at because everybody's just shuffling around and in random matches that don't have no stakes to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the tag champs now. They just got them off damage control, and honestly, we can keep them off damage control. And we can move forward. Because Becky and Lita's not going to be a long-term thing either. But if Ronda and Shayna ain't good to go yet, then we got to wait a little bit.
So we kind of just backed into a corner while we wait. But in the meantime, it's big Stephen A action.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you,
We don't care.
Until I can care, I ain't gonna care. And it don't take a lot to make me care. You just gotta do something interesting with it. But until we do something interesting, I'm not really caring. But it's through WrestleMania, so I'm gonna still be hyped for it. In addition to those new matches just announced this past week, of course, Seth Rollins and Logan Paul already scheduled for night 1. And of course, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Universal Championship scheduled for night 2. We probably obviously are going to get the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami, which should close out night 1. That'll be a hell of a cliffhanger going into night 2. Yep. 1, you send the crowd home happy, and 2, you'd be like, oh shit, how Roman gonna react tomorrow night? So it writes itself. And we got Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's title, Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the Raw Women's title. Sorry, I'm not caring about that so far.
Yeah, because they haven't like
why is Chelsea Green involved in this right now?
I don't know. That's the question of the year so far. Because like the one-off thing
involving Reggie 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say that because like having a one-off match, just to kind of, shuffle a little bit, I was fine with that. But continuing it, we didn't do all that.
Yeah,
it is giving off the Sasha Bianca vibe from a couple years ago, which I mean, in hindsight, is going to be okay as long as we get the match we want. But we don't need to do that. Like we can.
I need tomorrow night. I need Asuka to stop being with the bullshit and just listen. I ain't gonna advocate for a black woman getting spit in her face, but for my entertainment, for me to get really interested in this, that's kind of where we're gonna have to go with it.
Yeah. She got the whole like Jekyll and Hyde thing going on because she come out wearing her 30-year-old mom outfit out to the ring and shit. And then she go doing the teasing the mist in her mouth and everything. But it's like you just throwing these teases out there. Like, listen, black women don't play all that. Like, if you're gonna do something, you gotta do something. But this whole trying to like
shit, black people, we seen Bobby.
Exactly. Like you trying to just do something to rattle her. Like, no, she waiting for you to do something. Like it's horror movie logic. Like when we hear something go like down the hall, we ain't going to see like, oh, who's there? No, we going the other direction. Right. So it's like unless something jump out and want to do something, then you're gonna get a reaction. Like we gotta put some action on it.
For sure. So let's kind of get some heat on that a little bit more. We got 2 weeks left, less than 2 weeks on Monday. Monday is the best time to do it because you got 2 shows left to really get something going with that. Gunther, we already talked about this versus Sheamus versus Drew Mack. They're gonna be getting some meat bumping, getting in for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, boy. That need to go on first one of the nights. Night 1 or night 2 got to go on first because that's how you set the night off.
You can Hell in a Cell one of them nights, and then the other night get that IC title. I think that's the perfect way to do both of those. Yeah, big facts. And Austin Theory versus John Cena. So 2K came out doing their thing.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
And Damage Control versus Trish, Lita, and Becky. That's what we got so far. So I'm expecting a couple more matches to be announced, and then Got Raw coming up Monday. Roman Reigns coming back. Friday SmackDown. We got a Friday SmackDown in Las Vegas. I will be there. And we got Rey Mysterio versus LA Knight. That was announced. And I think Cody Rhodes versus Ludwig Kaiser was announced as well, which is unfortunate because I was expecting a 6-man tag. So I'm gonna be kind of upset if they get that 6-man tag the night before Mania.
Probably. Probably is exactly what they go. I see it already.
Or the Raw before Mania. It was really gonna upset me.
Yeah.
Because
I was one of those.
But yeah, be on the lookout for that Ludwig and Cody. It might plant some seeds there as we expecting Cody to win the championship at Mania. And Big Gunther and Cody, that might be something to be on the lookout for.
That's gonna go crazy. If that last sequence they had at the Rumble was any indication, that's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, so we keep planting the seeds for that one. So be on the lookout for that. In the meantime, plug your socials, Reek. We're gonna get up out of here.
Bad. Y'all can find me at Recap24 on Instagram and on Twitter. Y'all can check out the current content from the Havoc Hour on all streaming platforms where you find Young Kings Wrestling. I ain't on Amazon Music, just so y'all know. But Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and the video versions on YouTube. That's been on ice. New podcast pending at the buzzer for basketball for the Lehigh Valley Legends. And they are currently 3-2 at the moment.
Hey, winning record. Let's get it.
Just gotta win the other night. So still working on that. But like I said, check all that content out right now on the Instagram page, of course, at _the_Havoc_.
Yeah, and I am the thespian TC Fontaine. You can follow me on Instagram at tc.fontaine. Follow me on Instagram as well on my photography page, foy.flicks. And check out Young Kings Wrestling at YK Wrestling everywhere. YKWrestling.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and all that good stuff, man. And shout out to the 2K release party because he just had a whole bunch of people there that I was not expecting to see.
Right.
I think this is the second year in a row they did it at the Stone Cold Broken Skull Brewery, El Segundo Brewer Company.
I think so, yeah.
Stone Cold stuff. And they had the launch party for the new 2K. You had the first rapper to take a picture with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Soulja Boy, was there.
Mm-hmm.
My guys RDC was there. I seen that. Shout out to them. So we're gonna have to pull up. I seen the game took a picture with Bailey.
Bailey, yeah.
I never thought I would see the game and Bailey taking a picture. I never thought I would see the game taking a picture with any wrestlers. Aside from John Cena. Man. I think that's a picture that exists. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I know the game took a picture with some wrestler back. Now it's Googleable. I gotta go look for it.
It is.
It had to have been John Cena.
Because I know I heard of that before. I just don't know who it was specifically.
We know John Cena had the photo shoot with Method Man.
That I remember that happening, yeah.
But who the game take a picture? He took a picture with some rapper.
Oh.
Damn. Now I'm looking for it. I remember the game had beef with Triple H though.
Triple H what?
Over the game.
That's
why the game changed his name to Game for a good time.
Yeah. Hey man, look.
So I must be thinking of something that never happened in life because now nothing comes up on the internet, and nothing comes up. I mean,
that's something.
It sounds like it would have happened though.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the game photoshopping himself in pictures with people again.
Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, nah. So when I did this search, it did come up with a picture that I forgot happened. Rick Ross was backstage on an episode of Raw back in like 2012 with The Rock. Forgot that happened.
Yep. Yeah, when he came up to Miami.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Said, this my city.
That's when Rock was coming. I feel like that was when he was coming through. No, that was later on. Because I thought that was the segment when he was like, when Rusev was there, but Rusev didn't come till like a couple years later.
Nah, yeah, the Rusev joint was in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Rock just
He was
randomly
like-
pulled up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, because Rock was going through and talking to everybody, and he started going in on Lana. Like,
Yeah, the Rock wasn't really friendly on like the politically correct side of things.
oh no.
Which
Like
a lot of that
his-
stuff didn't age well.
Exactly. Like his heyday was at the perfect time because you fast forward a couple more years and a lot of that shit ain't flying.
Nah. Which is why John Cena said, fam, you write your script on your own. What's up with that?
I watched that whatchamacallit, the Rivals joint.
Yeah, I still ain't checked them out yet. I know I said I was a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago. I still haven't.
That was type solid.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the John Cena Rock one out first though. And I think Trish and Lita is tonight actually.
Yeah.
We have a double dose of the legends. I think tonight they have a Jerry the King Lawler one, which should be interesting if they happen to talk about some certain things in there, if they talk about some things in there. And when they don't, then I expect the internet to be very annoying tomorrow because they didn't talk
probably.
about said things. Then they have one on Page, which should also cue up some interesting discourse. So either way,
hell yeah.
either way, we get some interesting discourse in the IWC. But until then, we're gonna close this one out. Next week, we're gonna hit y'all with another one.
Another one.
Young Kings Wrestling. We out of here. Go.
Go.